Good morning. Hello, world. We've gotten back out of our Christmas cave, and I am back on my bullshit once again. And it looks like silver prices have given one of the most ominous red flags this world economy has ever seen. And with this, there was a parabolic rise in precious metals, but also a systemically important bank is now rumored to have just been liquidated. We're going to dive into the rumors about JP Morgan and Chase and really go through the full list of the most exposed to silver shorts in the systemically important banks to come up with our decision point, where we think it's going to be happening. There's a lot of things to discover. If things weren't crazy enough, Taiwan also just went on red alert. So things are pretty hot and heavy out there. Good morning, everybody. We got Jay Miz, Jeffrey, Crypto in my veins, Shake and Bake. Good to see you. I can't handle the truth. Jason Dean, what's up, man? Sambusha, Mike Rochburn, Silver Days, smash the like. It's sufficient enough. All my peeps here. God, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. And yes, I waited till Christmas to open the 10mm rig, the 10mm fully concealed. Nothing better than a completely concealed 10mm. My daughter was worried about werewolves. I was like, look, honey, I upgraded. Okay, we're all right. Now make sure to follow me on X here at Druth Crypto. So, I could put my morning thoughts on. I'm ready to go get this money. Peaky Blinders coming out with a new movie. Sounds like 2026 is going to be having a new movie for Peaky Blinders. I'm looking forward to that. And of course, me giggling about this systemic banking collapse. This is one of my favorite subject matters in crypto, is looking at how truly susceptible to margin calls these banks sit on because of their ratio of margin. Also, if you're not already on it, my wife got me on this. Look at this thing. So it's got like a computer. It's water that injects hydrogen. It's a water bottle that injects hydrogen. So I'm going to hit this twice. This thing like glows and like puts a bunch of hydrogen bubbles in my water. So I'll let that sit and simmer. God, it's cool though. Let me put this. It's like a lava lamp. It's like a lava lamp, and it makes me feel like, uppity. I feel very uppity after I drink the hydrogen water. Now let's check out Bitcoin. Good morning, everyone. God, I love seeing everyone in the chat. Why can't Mark can't own a 10mm if it's anything like my socket set? It always goes missing. Shout out to that. Everyone that has been wrenching on cars knows that feeling. Let's check out Bitcoin's price before we get into the nitty-gritty of these stories. This long interest box that I've had on here has been playing out. It's been bouncing off of this level, 87.5, pretty consistently. I haven't been paying too close attention to the charts. These are daily candles, but each time we've knocked on this door to break lower than this $87,000 mark on Bitcoin quite a bit. And one of the things that's got me a little bit eeky is this downward trend line, which, yes, we've found the stopping point and the guts of this volume is holding us up for now. But if we wash back down, then I got to be looking at this 82 mark, right? So I'm keeping that in mind for my spot tether that's waiting greedily in the sidelines. And large altcoins, Bitcoin, all showing a red day, but only slightly on Bitcoin and Ethereum, only down by like 0.5% each. Everything's just kind of sitting stagnant here. Toncoin's the one that's moving up, Hyperliquid up, and a Leo token up, and then Aave up right now. But let's get into the stories. Let's get into the goods. And this is the vibe. Silver, absolutely parabolic. Gold, gone nuts. And crypto, we got coal for Christmas. Unbelievable. Well, you know what? That's why we take profits along the way, folks. That's why we take profits along the way. Now I got moonbags that are waiting for their turn for the next rise in crypto, and I know that'll be there. A couple new positions. I'll check it out on CoinMarketCap. I'm kind of afraid to look at CoinMarketCap, but let's see if anything in the portfolio is up. I know people were mentioning Canton. I did add Canton at 7 cents. I'm curious to see if that's helping my portfolio at all. Barely. I mean, but it is at 13 cents now. So average cost is right around 9 cents. So we're up on the Canton play. That's good to see. Constellation, you suck a fish. All the rest of them showing the pain, and Pudgy is the most down, but only by 4%. So honestly, things are pretty flatline right now. Didn't get my re-entry point on Morpho under $1. but I am watching out for under $1 on Morpho and then looking for under $10 on Chainlink to add to those positions. That scary $80 Solana target for spot buys still remains in my mind. And let's look at the rest of what's going on Bitcoin. This happened over the last few days here. And I have had a hibernation. I hibernated. I stayed away from the charts to reset, to focus on the family. And, I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad about it. I got to send something here. This guy. Let's see here. I got to send Matt a text message. Send code request here. He's looking to invade. This is very interesting. So Bitcoin got listed with a USD1 illiquid pair, and it dropped to $24,000 a token on Binance Exchange. Not a great thing, right? And this is why trading on new pairs always has this degree of sketchiness. And during the late night hours, I saw this. BlackRock deposited 2,200 Bitcoin worth about $192 million, and then 7,500 Ethereum into Coinbase Prime. Looks like some more ETF sellers are tapping out. While we're looking and talking about ETFs, I think it's valid to hop on over to CoinMarketCap and just get the overscope here. So let's click into this. The ETF net flow is what I like looking at here. Just for general data on net flow of ETFs, it is still on the downside, but the downside is lessening on the ETF outflows. And we got to keep in mind, like it's the end of the year, a lot of tax loss harvesting, a lot of reallocation, resetting of portfolios is happening. And with that, you can expect some turbulence in the ETF flows. But as things sit, now look at this. The downside on ETF flows is lessening, which is quite a hopeful little statistic to find here. Now, strategy in the midst of all this chaos, Michael Saylor still blasting into Bitcoin. Another 1,200 Bitcoin added to strategy. Now they're sitting on $108 million and $88,568 per Bitcoin has been achieved. So this is where the strategy portfolio is sitting right now. But honestly, just to clarify things, strategy is owned in large by tiny hats. And the very people that you think would target strategy to take it out are the same ones that are buying huge chunks of it. And in my opinion, I do think Saylor is going to be some version of a U.S. nationalized Bitcoin holding at some point. Now, with Bitcoin holdings on the sovereign level, we have Putin saying that the United States wants to use Europe's largest nuclear power plant for Bitcoin and crypto mining in an ongoing peace negotiation, according to Commerçant. Now, the concept of a hybrid peace deal where the war continues with Ukraine and then the U.S. makes this back-end deal with Russia in terms of power, it's possible. It is possible, and it's interesting to see Putin and Trump considering laying out the flowers for each other in this regard. Oh yeah, and good morning to the arena. We got all kinds of people in the arena. Good morning to you guys. We got Tao Hid, Crypto Avax, Simon, Zob. Good morning to everybody out there here. Now, this is very interesting. There is a 4chan OG that called out top prediction, just the local 2025 top prediction. Now he's also made a new prediction for an all-time high in 2026. And this is what he's looking at. So Bitcoin 2026 all-time high, he says, is going to be $250,000. He's also saying ETH can hit $20,000, Solana to 1,500. Very, very interesting. Okay. Now he's looking for Bitcoin to hit $250,000 in the next year. Do you in the chat think that is possible by any stretch of the imagination? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Keep them flowing in. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think it's possible for Bitcoin to hit 250K in 1 year's time frame? I want to know what you think. I'm going to send Mr. Matt his code here so he can enter the zone of chaos with me here. This guy, he's always behind by like 2 minutes. Let's get him the code. And while we're doing that, yeah, so we got a couple ones, 1, 2 Partisan says easy. I think a lot of people forget how fast and violent Bitcoin can get cooking when the chips are in our favor, right? When the chips are in our favor. And now let's go back to the chart and just look at it. Just take a look at it and talk about this price target. So we'll go to the weekly. And I do have my I've left Ducey. There is hope up top here because I still feel that there's hope for Ducey, but God, he's on my mind a lot. We have a double green dot still showing from last week's move, and a $250,000 Bitcoin all the way on up here, but honestly, it's not too out of pocket. If we get a nasty rally, it's not too out of pocket.
A nasty rally.
Whoa. What's up, Matt?
Whoa.
Matt, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. How you doing, good sir? Nice hat.
I'm an elf. I don't think my hearing work. Apparently, I can only speak and not hear.
Oh, okay. Well, get on that. I'm going to keep rolling through the show here, but try to fix it in the background here.
There we go.
We got a lot of ground to cover. Yeah. So,
shit.
Is it working now?
It's working. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
We're good. Yeah.
So that quant, or I don't know if he's a quant, but he's like a Bitcoin all-time high caller that's gone kind of famous for calling out Bitcoin's top in 2025.
Okay.
He's now saying that his 2026 target for Bitcoin is $250,000. ETH to $20,000, Solana to $1,500.
I just made my ears perk up.
So this is basically calling for a collapse up. And I think, some of the next sets of stories like the silver chart.
Dude, I want to trade silver now.
Okay, but we got to talk about the context before we get into the trading side. What silver is showing is a ominous canary in the coal mine for markets at large. It shows a massive flux into assets, hard assets, and also drives the question, where does production cost go if silver and all these rare metals start to go parabolic just like that, right? We have to think about these things and the essentially hyperinflationary collapse up that this is setting the table for. Bitcoin, as we know, it's fighting for its right to party in this higher $80,000 range right now. But we have to remember that oftentimes reversals look just like this. They don't just V-shape recover. Oftentimes you have a lot.
I like the left side, though. The left side's much
better. I know we like the left side, but usually the reality is that we end up dipping deep below, grabbing that deep liquidity, and then bouncing off of that kind of essential interest zone. Yeah, everyone loves you. Everyone loves you in the chat. I mean, obviously, there's some that get upset with your hat. Right? There's gonna be some people that
somebody doesn't like my hat. What a fucking hat.
But this is interesting. Let's compare this chart, Matt, to where we are right now. So,
I agree with this sentiment. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, so ETH to go to $20,000 would need to be, I think, $2 trillion market.
It would be like bigger than Apple or something crazy like that. So
yeah, it would have to be absolutely insane. But let's talk about Bitcoin. So the general, and this is Follis that's sharing this, is one of the best traders out there, and he's reminding everyone, and myself included, this is really what reversals look like. Okay. Now, when we go back to Bitcoin's chart, let's kind of zoom in and check it out, what we're seeing right now, because we are actually showing something a little bit similar on this. So this is what we're hoping, is that this is our reversal moment. As you can see, we got the deep liquidity zip down to about $80,000, give or take.
Yep.
And then now we've been bouncing and starting to create this moment right here, right?
Bouncy,
and if we go back, what's that?
Bouncy, it looks like.
Bouncy. And now that does honestly paint a picture like this. But what we have to be prepared for is another dip down into that deep liquidity zone before finally digging our way out.
Which would be in the where would that go down to 80 again?
Yeah, I mean the bounce to get a little bit deeper liquidity would be about 82 before another good move back up to the upside. Matt, admittedly, you're probably crushing me in the trading. I have not touched the charts in like.
Oh, I know you haven't touched the charts because I haven't made $1.
Yeah, that's right. And I didn't. have any sadness.
Oh, I
about it.
lied. I made a couple dollars.
I'm ready to be back on my bullshit now once again.
Dude, I mean, it was Christmas chaos.
Yeah. And
I
you know what?
My bathroom exploded on Christmas Eve. So
what happened? What happened to your bathroom?
The basement bathroom, the entire system just imploded.
Oh my God.
Like 2 minutes before I took Deanna to the airport, she goes, something doesn't smell right downstairs. And I go down there, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God, bro.
Literally minutes away from destroying everything.
Oh Jesus.
Like I'm talking about taking out like tens of thousands of dollars stuff. So I had to like go into like find every towel on the universe and then figure out how to stop it.
Here's a good note for you, Matt. Next month we're going to be closer to 2050 than we are to 2000.
Do you understand how bad that is for how old I am?
Okay, but this is just a reality check. Okay, all right. And you know, if you're out there and you're in your 20s, you're swinging for the fences.
You're gonna look like this soon. You're gonna have ears like this, and you're gonna look old.
We're old men. I am almost an old. I'm 37 years old, so you know, I'm not so in the. And also, I've decided this, Matt. And there's a couple reasons why in the stories, but I really feel like I just got to hold the house. The interest rate's too low. It's basically like free money. I'm going to hold the house and then get the other one up here at our new location. Check this out too. I'm going to pour it. Hydrogen water, Matt. Okay. Hydrogen water. And look, you press the button. Listen.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear that?
No.
It's like a little queef. So you let the pressure out, and then I'm going to pour it now.
It's like giving somebody a crack in their neck. Little.
Oh yeah. I also got a massage thing for Christmas, which is absolutely.
You mean you got a Theragun?
No, it's something that goes on my neck, and dude, this thing fucks me up. I'm telling you, I got to get the brand because it is great. It is absolutely.
So is it doing like a shiatsu massage, but like going in there like it's like gangster?
It gets deep. It goes deep. They're going off on Bitbooma in the chat. That's the name. I think the name's gonna.
The ball sack. I thought we had a better one than that.
No, what I thought Bitbooma. I like Bitbooma a lot.
Let's see here. Don't smoke while releasing the pressure. Oh, that's a good point.
Oh, well, I don't smoke, so that helps. All right, that does help. Jesus Christ,
yeah, those of us born deep in the 1900s, exactly.
Oh Lord. All right, so Matt, you saw what happened with silver price, right?
Yeah, and it makes me hate myself for selling my.
You don't hold it.
I own so much silver. I was a silver addict at one point.
Well, look,
I had a literal, I don't know how it's a safe that went under my bed. It was all silver, And you sold it all? Yes, because there was a point in time where people like during COVID preferred me to give them silver because I don't know, people were just being crazy about everything.
Yeah.
So,
well, silver is giving a very, very ominous signal right now. So it went just to about $81 an ounce. Yes, it's pulled back as of right now. Yeah. So let's go to the chart.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. Let's go to the chart.
I remember when it wouldn't go anywhere. It was 22 to 24 and it stayed there.
Yeah. So it hit $82.50 an ounce. Now everyone's freaking out because a giant pullback is happening right now. Honestly, these things happen in parabolas. It's down 14%, but silver is going absolutely ballistic. Now, there are some banks that were heavy short on silver that one of them at least is being rumored to have been liquidated by this move. And it just, the odds on silver hitting $100 an ounce in January with the pullback that just happened, they dropped from 50% to 16% on Polymarket. I want to know from the chat, this is a good question. Is it possible that we see silver hit $100 an ounce in January of 2026? In January of 2026, this chart definitely has room to do so, in my opinion. This is a parabola. This is a collapse up. This is one of the most concerning things for anyone that doesn't own assets that you could possibly see. Now, with this move, there are rumors that claim a systemically important bank failed to meet a margin call overnight.
I hear you, Crypto Steve. I hear you.
So this bank was margin called overnight. No one was able to reach out and help them. and was liquidated in the silver futures market. Now, the reports are concealing the name of the bank, but it is confirmed overnight that the Federal Reserve was forced to pump another $34 billion into the banking system through its emergency overnight repo facility. This is on top of the $17 billion which had been pumped in 2 days ago on Friday morning. So a just disgusting amount of emergency repo value is being tapped. Everyone on Twitter is going nuts about this, with silver surging 75 an ounce. We assumed the TV too big to fail bullion banks naked short hundreds of millions of dollars an ounce of silver in the world is in hurt this morning, sitting on billions in unrealized losses.
Why they do this to us?
Yeah, this is so crazy. Now, before I get into the real data behind the banks that were the most exposed to this, look at the craziness. So CME Group had to change the margin midday on the metal margin. So they were changing the rules as silver went parabolic, and they literally do a 300-to-1 paper to physical.
Wait,
setup.
Who's doing that now?
This is CME. This is CME. It's not
they're
now.
300-to-1?
It's not now. They've been doing this. It's 300-to-1. Okay. So 300 on paper, 1 physical backing. This is how much these banks risk. Now, the reason why they risk is because they're so underwater. Now, this is the FDIC website showing the third quarter losses for 2025. Now, as things sit right now, and I was highlighting a slight amount of hope when I was looking at this fresh report because the losses are starting to get lesser. But honestly, if they're not able to get these losses within the $150 million mark, this is simply going to be a setup for a further downturn. And this is where crypto matters so much, is because these banks, when they get absorbed, when they go insolvent, they can do what's called a bank bail-in, go into my bank account, Matt's bank account, Bit Boomers, everyone in the chat. Yeah. If you have a bank account, they can go in and take your money to fix this hole that they've created from themselves with this massive exposure to margin, right? And this is why it's so hilarious when people yell at me or you, Matt, for using margin and being leverage traders. Like, we're not leverage trading with the literal future of the economy. We're leverage trading with
our own futures.
Right. So
and not even that usually.
And also on crypto, you're leverage trading with Tether or USDC, right? You're not actually.
If you've traded options in the stock world, you realize that it's even safer than that, because you're not having to put up, all of your assets to actually do it.
Right.
So that you could lose everything just to do something. Whereas here, you can only lose what you put in.
Absolutely. And the DeFi is bringing up a great point with the silver parabolic price increase. Silver being used in electric vehicles and batteries.
Can we talk about that for a second? Because if that's correct, then it's going above 100.
Oh, and no, silver has been artificially suppressed down
in price. So I was right back in the day that I should have bought it. I just didn't hold it long enough. That's the issue.
And it took a long time for the squeeze to the upside to happen. So it makes sense. But silver and all these precious metals that are going parabolic right now, they're used in production as well for a lot of these new devices that the world has now become accustomed to and expectant of.
Oh, I wanted to point out that you should keep your kids off drugs, but more importantly, I did $1 million of volume on 2Bit this weekend for you.
Did you really?
I did.
We're feeding the quant. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Use the link in the description.
I might have hit 2 million actually.
Yeah. Hold on. You're getting me sidetracked, but we're going to get back on the silver thing. Real quick, I just got to look if we got any new trades from the quant. All right.
Yeah, there is one that I didn't see I need to put in.
Yeah, there are some things. We'll get into the trading side here first, but we got to get over this.
Well, I can let you talk and I'll do both and just make money while you're talking.
You son of a bitch. So this is the overall losses that these banks sit on right now. And a lot of this comes from commercial real estate, some of it from single family, but the main thing that's dragging these banks underwater isn't the silver parabolic move. It's actually the value of commercial real estate hitting extreme lows. Now, we're going to check out the stock prices of the first and foremost bank in question in my mind, which is UBS. Now, UBS did fall from about $47.25 a share down to 46. So it went from 47.2 down to 46.4. Not a massive move, but something is where there's smoke, there's fire. Another one that I'm watching in this is HSBC. If this chart would stop being so gimmicky on me. And it basically fell from about $79 a share down to 78.8. So a little bit smaller of a move, right? But there is some smoke there. Now, the real thing here is we got to go over all these different banks and their exposure levels. So JP Morgan Chase was the first and foremost one to come out of people's mouths when they thought a bank of systemic importance got liquidated. Now, the crazy part about this is JP Morgan actually just flipped their short position into a giga long position on silver. Now,
where the hell can I trade silver? I'm like having a nervous breakdown.
Get up VDEX. Get them to add it.
It's number 3 in the pipeline.
All right. Well, I mean, that's where I want to trade. I want to trade silver on VDEX.
Is not there. If they add anything before they add TAO.
Oh yeah,
TA.
I did pick up some TAO. Hold on. Let's talk about this.
Yes.
Let's talk about this. So, JP Morgan Chase, historical leader in silver shorts and manipulation. They had $4.8 billion in losses on silver positions that were disclosed on December 27th of 2025, so just a few days ago. Dominant COMEX futures and silver ETF custodian shifted to a net long and retains OTC and derivative risk central to repo stress signals, but they flipped their position long and got out of the way of this weekend destruction. Now, HSBC, a major non-U.S. bullion bank with a large net short, a key player in London metals market, an exposure to via futures and swaps history of precious metals trading.
Thank you for the tip, NFA. Sorry.
Oh, shout out. Appreciate you, man. Now, HSBC, I think being a bullion bank and holding an ass load of other bullion outside of their short position on silver makes it a little less likely of a bank to go under from this part of the non-U.S. group, holding 215 million ounces of net shorts, billions of potential derivatives losses, but they have a lot of spot to back them up. Now, Bank of America, they had short positions on silver, $125 trillion in total derivatives, including metals, denying price surge risks, but facing hits from client portfolios. So they have enough. They have 125 in total derivatives, 50 trillion in bank specific derivatives, and part of the 5 U.S. banks losing billions. Citigroup, 125 trillion derivatives as well, shifted some risks, but retained vulnerability. Now, UBS, the non-U.S. GSIB, systemically important bank with a significant net short in silver involved in a global bullion trading move at risk from European and Asian metals desk exposures. Part of the 17 non-U.S. banks with bulk shorts. This is the one I think. Me personally, I think it's UBS. I think UBS
I'm trying to come to a logical. I think it's got to be UBS, right?
That's what my bet is on. Chat.
It sounds like UBS. I'm old enough to know the shenanigans they've gotten themselves into in the past. So
we need. Well, UBS. You remember it was Deutsche Bank, UBS, and then there was Credit Suisse, right?
Suisse. Yep.
So the thing is that UBS, at the behest of the Swiss government, was told and basically required to absorb Credit Suisse, the bank, when it got absorbed in 2023. So this is a very, very key part of the story. UBS already had to absorb an ass load of toxic debt from Credit Suisse.
So they already had it on their
right. They already had pain. They already had things dragging them down, man, leading into this. So UBS was the one that was most against the ropes.
If it's Bank of America, we're all fucked.
What's that?
If it's Bank of America, we're all in trouble.
Oh yeah, I mean Warren Buffett. Oh god, that'd be a big, big problem. Yeah, this is the kind of the fun, right? This is the fun in crypto because, like, I am not worried about. I mean, yeah, like my cash in the bank, if my bank went under, would get absorbed. But having control of my assets in the Bitcoin on cold storage, and then having a decentralized way where I trade right out of my wallet on VDEX or feeding the quant using my tether that's on 2bit. I am diversified all over the place and even in the stock market.
Nicole Minnis, thank you so much for that tip.
Oh, snap. She's dropping tips. Oh, we got some Lambo.
Yeah.
Bro, We should bring Lambo to just ridiculous highs somehow, just for the meme.
I think we'll be able to.
Imagine you in a Gucci suit sitting on like a shitty Lambo.
That would annoy me. That'd be kind of funny actually.
That would be honestly hilarious.
I gotta run and get the quant device because I have a large trade open on it. I'll be right back.
Just let me know in the chat what you guys think. Which bank do you think is the murder victim of this weekend's silver shenanigans? Because one of these banks is it. It's got to be one of these big banks here. Again, the list: Citigroup, UBS, Bank of America, HSBC, or JP Morgan and Chase. It's going to be one of them, and it's probably going to cause a little bit of a contagion moving downhill. Now, as I mentioned, Taiwan is now on red alert. Let's have a look at this craziness. This is not a prediction I want to come true. This is a prediction that I had. I did have some people within the services give me the nod. Yes, this is the active location of practice. And here we go. So Taiwan Ministry of National Defense has placed its forces on high alert after China announced a massive military exercise around Taiwan. There's 80 plus vessels that have been identified in the waters of Taiwan. And China is naming this Justice Mission of 2025 within Taiwan. They're calling this. Now, this is not something that we want to see. If we do see a blockade of Taiwan, if we do see a shutdown of chip movements from China, that's going to cause, in my opinion, a nasty move on NVIDIA, which is where the idea, just an insurance policy of a put on NVIDIA comes into my mind, just in case this situation turns war actual and we do end up with this situation. Practice for what? We all know for what. All right. So just to clarify, if China does shut down exports and cripples the main stock within the United States, there is no way around war. There is no way around war. And a lot of practice, a lot of the movements are based on the cold front in Alaska and within the rural and urban areas of China right now within the U.S. So just take that for what it may be. This is a season where I think it was Bear Independence says everything all at once, everything happening all at once. You have a hyperinflationary event. You have banks at risk of going under. You have people can't afford things. You have the rich just absorbing all the money into their pockets. The U.S. government confiscating Bitcoin, taking your tax dollars in the form of Bitcoin, absorbing all of the good assets at once as people are stressed to their limits. And then you end up with a completely reset playing field to move into the next century with, which is unfortunate for people that aren't paying attention to good assets. They're going to be left behind. Now, this is absolutely crazy. Saw this, a Chinese EV maker. Look at this. So they have the battery on the underside. And if the battery starts on fire and they can't start it, this is their genius idea. Look at what they're doing with this. This is absolutely insane. It's on fire. Imagine you're just standing next to a car and it's got some battery issues. That battery's got to weigh more than a car. Do you see this, Matt?
That's insanity.
Yeah. Imagine you're just standing there. You know how much these batteries.
And the battery just comes shooting out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the big solution for the EV move across the world.
So I know that you hate when I make money while you're talking, but
did you make some?
I am. What is this BEAT token, by the way? Can someone tell me what it is? BEAT. It's like up 200% on 2bit in the last couple of days.
No, I have no idea. If you have,
here know what it is.
We may or may not. You should share your screen and look it up so we can look at it. That's they're always adding new stuff.
How can I share my 2bit? Okay, here I got it.
Look
at that. Oh wow, yeah, I'll share it for sure.
One thing about 2bit that I did like is they have a launch pad that they rolled out, and they vet the living shit out of the projects. They try to at least put a lot of parameters into vetting the projects. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. Oh my God, look at you go. Look at you go.
I forgot to, dude. I didn't want to interrupt you. I was going to tell everybody to go long on ZEC about 2 minutes ago, but
Zcash?
It's going to go parabolic again.
All right, so you're long Bitcoin and Zcash.
Yep.
All right, we'll see how it plans out for you.
Look at Zcash just went bonkers.
Yeah. Well, and also, so this weekend there was so much macro chaos that this kind of went underreported. Trump fucking bombed Nigeria.
Yeah, I know. He bombed Nigeria.
This is crazy.
And I don't know why everybody's all upset about it. It seems like what they were doing is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I mean, so Trump ordered powerful and deadly military strikes against Islamists in Nigeria for
he wrote that himself when that powerful and deadly at the press release he wrote himself.
Oh, you know that.
Yeah.
You know that. And I do like having a president that will give me some of the most based takes ever. He just needs to stop kissing the wall.
Atlas, suck a fat one, okay?
One thing about it is that Trump, if he could just stop kissing the wall and increase deportations, I'm about it, right?
True, I agree.
The hyperinflationary move that he's doing with this
New deal. Fish. You're right.
The New Deal is basically a requirement to kickstart or restart the American economy. We are in stagflation right now, and you need some sort of massive economic move to get everyone working again, to get money back in pockets. You'll never stop penny pinching. So, I could vote for Trump, but still be aggravated with him on a couple different things.
Or just be annoyed at how he talks because he's annoying. I mean,
the way he talks makes me laugh, honestly. Maybe the best. He's like,
I find it funny, but I know it doesn't help convince people that don't.
Yeah, he's like that super unhinged uncle that comes over for Christmas and just sits in the chair drinking and just says the most unhinged
But he's still
shit.
Grandpa Trump right now. It's unbelievable. Like he's gone into full Grandpa Trump mode.
They're now auditing daycares in Minnesota. This is live footage of them auditing the daycares in Minnesota right now.
Go pull. You want me to pull up Spicy? He just put out a thing. It's so bad. It's so bad. Hold on, this is insane.
Yeah, there's tens of billions, if not hundreds of billions of dollars that's been funneled in fraud.
More now, you know why Tim Walsh was so important to them.
Well, and the idea of him getting arraigned for this is very hopeful, but there's a 67% chance Tim Walz is going to be criminally charged.
There's no way this could have happened without him. No, here it is. Look at this craziness.
Right. Oh, maybe we should short childcare too. This is a good idea. Let's check out what you got.
Look at this craziness.
Oh, read this out. This is absolutely crazy.
Somali's running 450 fake health homes in Minnesota. Millions stolen from the state. A local realtor says over 450 houses in one area were bought in cash, turned into fake daycare centers, then used to bill the state like clockwork day in and day out. Neighbors see no patience, just luxury cars pulling in and out of these new homes. Some of these places take in ex-cons without warning the community, and by law, realtors aren't even allowed to tell buyers what's going on. The state sends monthly checks with 0 inspections and no department to even do it. Most of these homes have few or no clients, but the cash keeps coming.
Holy shit.
That's just insane.
That is, and look at this. It gets worse. So the phone number for Minnesota's Sweet Angel Childcare goes directly to the office of Governor Tim Walz. Right? Like, they designed this so poorly. I want to see Tim Walz go to prison. I want to see Ilham deported, but do we ever have nice things? Can we have justice in this world?
Not for Democrats,
dude. I mean, they put out the files. They just redacted all the good stuff. And
I mean, at least the files are out. I mean, there is some good behind it, right?
And we can copy and paste the blacked out portion and kind of go through it piece by piece. So I am going through the files.
I know. I'm there. If you're a person that lived in certain areas or knew certain people, you're going to be able to figure certain things out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just hoping that some good-hearted person will start finding ways to get the redacted sections sort of put out.
Look at this. And DeFi Crypto confirming it. Watch them dial the numbers live. That is so crazy. We got super chat here. Makes you wonder why Kamala chose him as her running mate, huh? She wanted to turn the whole country into that fraud with her healthcare proposal. And healthcare and daycare are
I think what we can say is that what she wanted to do was get that money, because I bet there was a ton of it coming from Minnesota.
Absolutely.
And then she wanted to reproduce it herself. That's completely correct.
Well, if that's in Minnesota, think about the amount of fraud that's happened in California.
And Minnesota is smaller than Michigan. So, yeah, exactly.
Right?
About,
like the real hubs.
Like
think about
New York,
that.
I mean, the major states.
It's probably in the trillions, Matt. It's probably in the trillions.
Definitely in the hundreds of billions. It's definitely in the hundreds of billions.
Absolutely. Now, this is also.
Are you looking at these wicks right now on this chart? Holy shizzle.
What's that?
Look at this chart and these wicks.
Oh, nice. There you go. There you go. Absolutely. Where's Bitcoin at right now? Is that Bitcoin?
Oh, this is CEC.
Oh, okay.
But gotcha. Bitcoin is going up too. I just closed my position for volume.
Okay. Okay. Very nice.
It's just slowly going up. I like it.
Nice. You're out there making money. Well, and we got to be making money because everything seems like it just feels like such a scam everywhere. Like the inflation's a scam. The amount of governments from, foreign entities in the US is just insane. But healthcare feels like one of the bigger scams. And now medical costs in the US account for a record 11.6% of the US GDP in total. Healthcare expenditures doubling since 2012 comes as consumer spending on healthcare services rose to $3.6 trillion in Q3 of 2025, an all-time high. As a result, healthcare now represents a near record 17% of U.S. consumer spending. By comparison, this percentage stood at 13.5% in 2000. U.S. consumers are drowning in healthcare costs. Now, the crazy part about this, on top of just the amount of increase in cost of healthcare, is when you have healthcare insurance, you go to the hospital, you get a service done, they'll charge you a much higher cost than if you just walk in there without insurance. If you walk in there without insurance, they charge you a bare minimum cost because they know you ain't got the money to cover the giant bill. So they just basically change the cost depending on if you have insurance or not. So they can.
Yeah. I learned that. I learned that when my had to pay cash for a surgery when I was younger, and the surgeon charged my family $6,000 when my previous surgeries, which were hypothetically more difficult and expensive, there were hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
Like, wait, but this is a dude who wasn't getting any insurance money, right?
They'll bury you forever trying to cover his costs.
So it was very confusing to me then.
Yeah, it's we have to acknowledge that healthcare system in the United States is broken. And with that acknowledgement, I was hopeful that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. would come out and fix the situation. All this coming out makes you even more bullish. There's no gold left. 100%, Nicole. She's been a member for 20
months.
Love seeing that. Absolutely love seeing that. That's an OG right there.
That's an OG.
Now, as I said, I was hopeful for Robert F. Kennedy to come in and fix this, but now we have an Obama-era judge, Irene Berger, that has blocked West Virginia's ban on artificial food dyes.
Wow. Right? Is this a federal appellate judge, or what is this?
Yes, this is a Obama federal judge, Irene Berger, that's now blocked. Now, the ban on artificial food dyes is one thing, but if we could just work as a community, share the stream out.
How could a ban on artificial food dyes be wrong? How could that be outside the spectrum of the Congress?
They want people dead. They want you sick, and they want to keep you in.
No, they want you alive just enough to keep charging you.
Right. Well, and eventually you'll die. But basically, they're killing you while you walk with the poison that is pushed into our food supply. Now, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has tried to stop this, but it really is a situation where the power is already in our hands to change the situation.
Yep.
If me and Matt and all of us as a world, as a civilization, stopped purchasing their poison, they would stop making the
first
poison.
Step for sure.
Right. So it's just something that we need to take accountability for. It is on our shoulders to do.
But the problem is, dude, people are look at how they responded to the Tylenol thing. People are so angry. How dare they? What? I didn't do anything wrong. No one said you did anything wrong. They're just telling you not to going forward, you idiots. Like,
just acknowledge that you were lied to.
Yeah.
Acknowledge the evil that lives.
Yep.
And move accordingly. Listen to this. Hydrogen H3O, bro. Okay.
H3O.
H3O.
What happened to the 2?
We got rid of the 2. The 2 is a scam.
Okay.
2 is a scam. So this is just something that I want us to acknowledge, is that the food supply situation, the poison in America,
Yep.
it's our fault. It's our fault for buying the poison. Okay. Now we can move as a unit and we can decide to only buy things that aren't poison, and they will stop selling the poison. It's really on our shoulders. So
really? Yeah. Agreed.
the government's not going to come save us, is basically like, they have no intention, right? CZ drinks H4O. Man, ooh. Oh, Blockchain Report likes the hydrogen water. Okay. There's a couple of people that like the hydrogen water.
Well, so what the hell is the hydrogen water? Where do I get it from?
It's infused water. They add hydrogen to the water. You got to buy it. This thing I think was like $100.
Oh, so that's what you mean by H3O. They add. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
so
they add hydrogen to it. OEOP. This is the brand. I don't know. My wife got me and my mom a couple of these.
Instead of adding like an oxygen to it, they add.
Yeah. I saw Blockchain Report. He makes his own, but it's way, he's got like tubes and science experiment things going all over the place.
I think this is correct. By the way, preparing for war is right. It's about to happen.
Are we preparing for a move?
Yeah, I think we are.
All right. Well, you're making me want to go back to the Bitcoin chart.
Okay, we can all have hot Cheetos. That's about it, though. Get rid of the rest. I
mean, you can have healthy hot Cheetos, for God's sakes.
Listen, we could have unhealthy things just in much lower quantities that would still hurt those people doing what they're doing. That's a good point.
That's a very good point. So Bitcoin, it's bouncing off that little buy interest box as little as it may be. Now, this is on the daily time frames, and that structure of the money flow on the daily does look like it wants to go up now. Let's check it out on the smaller time frames. Let's see here.
This is all true, by the way. This is a good comment because it's actually all accurate.
Let's read it out. So it started when they took out JFK. Yep. Then it's been a fake,
basically a big show.
Okay.
And he's completely right that it was not Reagan, but it was George Bush Sr. who really was the bad guy. I wish it wasn't the way it is, but that is the way it is. It turns out he was the bad dude.
Yeah, it is.
I don't believe his son was. I don't believe his son was a bad dude. That's why his dad didn't want his son to become president. So
yeah,
but
it's something like, it's almost like we need a Christian Gaddafi in this country. Someone that's basically a dictator, but with the right intentions.
I mean, that's what Plato would say. Practically, would be the most elegant. But then the problem is, how long do they stay alive?
Right, and I know, because you get a good leader that just rules with an iron fist. They do a good job, but then eventually they die, and then the people behind him have been corrupted by the power he
Josh
had.
Is right here. FDR laid the framework for it. Killing JFK was just like the end of the long road towards liberalism.
Yeah. So on trading, Matt, I mean, I'm going to wait till the 15-minute resets.
Okay.
But in general, the daily does look like it wants to go up. So I'm going to have to probably watch out for the 87 mark on this to go after it. Also, do you follow basketball at all?
I do. I was so sad about how bad my Pistons were for so long, but now they're actually quite well. So I followed it this year. Yes.
Dude, look at this. So my man, Jokic. Okay,
Jokic, hilarious.
This is the beast from the Denver Nuggets.
Yep. Wait, didn't they? Oh, right. Yeah, he's the best player there is.
Look at this. So Nikola Jokic, insane season in context. So Shaq's career high scoring average was 29.7 points per game. Okay. Jokic's scoring average this season is 29.9. He beat Shaq's career high scoring average. Karl Malone's career high in rebounds were 12.0 rebounds per game in 87.
That. Okay.
Yeah, Nikola beat him.
Oh my God. So he's doing better than Jason did.
Kid career high assist average 10.8 average assists per game. Jokic this season 11.1. He beat Jason Kidd. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar career high field goals 60.4. So
this is basically one of the best seasons we've ever seen by any player.
Absolutely.
Period.
Like, this guy is fucking bullying the entire NBA. And look at him. When he was a kid, this is Jokic as a child. This is the man that is terrorizing the NBA right now, and I'm here for it.
Love this. I hope that's not AI. I hope that's not AI.
No, it's not. That's really him.
His mama is very proud, right?
Yeah. I got to get it. Like, my son has a Jokic jersey and I'm a little jealous of it now. I almost feel like I need I need a Jokic jersey. I'm from Colorado. This giant is just absolutely bullying the entire NBA. He is 6'11". He is what is it? So I'm like 6'5". Yeah, he's 6 inches. He's a half foot taller than
center, basically, that can shoot like a guard and handle the ball like a guard. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. So shout out to him. Good job for doing a good job for the Nuggets, bro. I like what you're doing.
I still want you to lose to the Pistons, but yeah. Anyways.
I've made some decisions for what I'm going to do with the house. Okay. And now Google searches for help with mortgage are higher than the 2008 financial crisis in today's moment. More people are looking up help with mortgage than they were during the great financial crisis beginnings. And some of the craziest psyop about the mortgage industry was laid out by Trump. Let's just listen to this and then we'll talk about it a little bit more. This is absolutely crazy. This happened right before the weekend kicked off.
On housing, you talked in your address last night about housing. Yeah. Are you still considering a national emergency over housing?
I'm looking at it.
What would that mobilize?
You know, there's two thoughts on housing. You have a lot of people have housing that because we have such a strong time and such a strong market, their houses are very valuable. It's a big part of their net worth, their house. I don't want to knock those numbers down because I want them to continue to have a big value for the house. At the same time, I want to make it possible for young people out there and other people to buy housing. In a way, they're at conflict. In other words, you create a lot of housing all of a sudden and it drives the housing prices down. So I want to take care of the people that have houses that have a value to the house that they never thought possible, that have sort of made them wealthy and happy. And, especially in their later years, got to be careful with that. I want to keep them up. At the same time, I want to make it possible for people to go buy houses.
So he's got to protect the wealth that's been created by boomers and their giant gains that they're sitting on right now in their houses, but also says that he's going to figure out a way for first-time buyers or the youth to find those entry points into homes. Matt, this is a crazy concept to tackle.
How's he going to? Yeah, how's he going? It's definitely a difficult.
It is.
Now that's one of the first times recently I've heard him speaking very intelligent because he knows this is something he knows about.
Yeah.
This is something he's a subject matter expert on. So
yeah, and the voter class on both the old and the young are looking at the housing situation. The boomers want their value protected. They want number to continue going up. Honestly, with deportations going on and rare earth minerals going up, wood and lumber has actually gone down, but the production of the homes is no longer able to be done at large by mass amounts of illegals that are being paid exponentially less than union workers demand to build those same products, right?
This is so true. The boomers, the only generation who not only don't want their kids to have a better life than they had, they don't want to give power to their kids. They literally just want to hold it till they die.
It's something that's going on right now. It's something that's going on right now.
One. If you ask me what the number one problem in the world is, it's that are you Gen X or a millennial?
I think I'm technically a millennial. I was born in 88.
So I believe that my generation has had just been stolen. Like it just has been. We've never. JD Vance is the first person to hold any significant position of power in our whole generation's history.
Yeah, he's one of the younger ones for sure. Absolutely.
And the last Supreme Court nominee, what's her name? The female. Who's the last appointee?
So Supreme Court?
Yeah, female.
I wouldn't know off the top of my head.
Blonde. Guy. Who's the last female? Who's the last Supreme Court nominee? Trump's third.
Yeah, maybe the checking of it. But you are bringing up something. JD Vance is one of the younger ones. Oh my God! Someone in the chat.
There it is. KTJ. Yes, they're the only two people in government that are Gen X. Like it's crazy. Everyone's a boomer still.
You are banned.
Had to do it.
Good.
Had to take him out.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, he uses Ask Jeeves. You're in timeout for sure. Continue, Matt. Continue.
No, I just don't. There's a reason why Elon Musk called XX, and it has a lot to do with his belief that this is true. Our generation has had no access to the power. Look, think about how young JFK was when he was nominated president, right?
Right.
His dad wasn't trying to become president.
Right.
His dad wanted to see him president, right? And that is a much more natural state than what we're dealing with right now, where you have people who are being kept alive by medical care, right? But they refuse to allow for the fact that their mental depreciation should force them to move to the side.
That's an interesting concept, and it is something that it's probably it's part of the disconnect of people not really acknowledging how big an AI overhaul of our entire economy is, right? The idea that an economy can keep going up and to the right without the involvement or need of human involvement in it, right? We have never seen this.
Right.
Where basically
Amy Coney Barrett, by the way, that's what I meant. Is
that her name? Okay.
Amy, yeah. And then of course Biden put another boomer in after that. So
yeah, and if they lower the interest rate at the Federal Reserve, maybe it helps the Treasury. But honestly, we're in a weird moment where
you're wrong. Can we ban DCA and Parade for being wrong? Okay.
Well, let's see what he says. Every generation complains about the generations before them. The boomers probably complain about the ones before them too. There is some degree of truth behind that, though. I'm
talking about a specific one situation where the generation is literally not trying to help their children take power. They're like pushing it off purposely.
Instead of blaming the generation behind you, how about you blame the central bank that hyperinflated your dollar while they were alive and you're alive? That's the real problem. Is that you have a money supply.
To blame a bunch of dead people, though.
Yeah, if you want to blame people who just existed under the hests of the central bank.
Yeah, see, that's the truth. Boomers
the problem here is the central bank. The problem here is the central bank. And maybe you can blame it on your dad or you can blame it on your mom, but the real problem with the money supply comes from the lack of fiscal responsibility with fiat dollar. They just print it out of thin air. They inflate, they steal from you by inflating it, and then everyone takes up arms against each other over the problem that's being created at the central bank, right? It's very, very clear. What do we got here? Going through the chat.
No, these are good comments.
Yeah, bro it's true. Trump is getting old.
Yeah.
He's getting old. Now, this is crazy, Matt. Bitmine. Tom Lee's Bitmine sitting on $3.5 billion in unrealized losses now on their ETH positions. One of the greatest experiments on Wall Street, a Ethereum treasury, is playing out. Right now, they're down by $3.5 billion.
That's all they're down?
That's it. That's a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money. Ethereum sitting where it's at right now, going into next year, I'm not horribly afraid.
We're all old. Okay.
I'm not afraid of next year. What I see is make sure you better fucking hold assets moving into this hyperinflationary collapse up. I've been saying this shit forever. It's happening, and really what we see is the canary in the coal mine is silver and gold. They're showing a massive, massive decoupling of trust in fiat currency. What's really playing out.
Correct.
Hard assets will remain king. All right, I'll take a look at Midnight token now that we're getting into the altcoin section for sure. And this is another part of the altcoin section I wanted to cover. There's a civil war going on within Aave, and it is nowhere near over. The token alignment vote ended, and as expected, the Aave DAO lost, which means that Aave Labs keeps control of the brand for now. If you think it ends here, you're wrong, and here's why. After Aave Labs allegedly pushed the proposal by voting unilaterally, the DAO raised concerns. Stani pushed the proposal before discussions were even finished. Aave Labs didn't consult or take permission from the proposal author, and voting timing was terrible. Christmas week, most voters were not found.
Right.
They didn't show up. And that's something nefarious. If you want to do something sketchy, make the vote happen while everyone's trying to focus on their family.
Exactly.
Right. Because of this, the DAO urged everyone to vote abstain, and the vote played out initially turned out slow, and the gap between nay and abstain was massive. 30%, but the Dow rallied and recovered. The final numbers came nearly a million, abstain 741K, and yay 3.5%. If you combine the abstain plus the yays, nearly 45% voted in favor of the Dow. Is the Dow going to accept the outcome? No, there will be another vote next month. This is going to be an ongoing thing. And honestly, it's probably going to cause some turbulence on the Aave chart, unfortunately. And this is where opportunity lies for myself and Morpho gathering the attention while everyone's pissed off at each other within the Aave ecosystem.
Someone in the arena chat just pointing out that almost all of the American food dyes have been banned in most of the Scandinavian countries.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It's illegal to sell a lot of food that we eat here in the U.S. It's illegal to sell the U.S. food in the Europe countries for a lot of them. And that should tell you something.
Nicole Minnis, you're awesome. 20 months, amazing.
I know. That's incredible. Now, one thing that made me laugh, I had a gingerbread house that my kids made.
Okay.
And it was after Christmas, and they had already had their chocolate oranges. They already had their sugar, and I didn't want the gingerbread house in the house anymore. So I took it down to the chicken shed, to the chicken coop, and I gave the chickens the fucking gingerbread. And then I come in, and my mom had Googled, is it safe for chickens to eat gingerbread houses? The shit that they're selling my kids. Google, no, absolutely not. This will poison and make your chickens obese. It'll make them have just all these different problems that a chicken's going to have from a gingerbread house that they're willingly selling to children in fancy packaging. It's so insane. It's so insane. So, yeah, the scam with food needs to stop. The absolute scam with food needs to stop. Arena chat's going nuts. Of course, we're now arena champions. So this is huge. Did you see this with Trust Wallet as well?
No, what happened with Trust Wallet?
It got exploited. Hundreds of users affected.
Ooh,
7 million just about stolen. Hackers sent the money, about 4.25, to Change Now, Fix Float, KuCoin, and HTX. CZ stated that the Trust Wallet will fully cover the losses. So hacker exploited it. CZ is backing up the value that was stolen.
That's right. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's good of him to do. He damn well better. It's like the richest exchange on the planet. You should Google Subway bread in Ireland, Supreme Court, normal court with sour cream, judge Subway's bread as a confection because it's sugar content. 100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the scam that just keeps on scamming. The food is something that we need to make just a move ourselves.
Dude, I hope everybody listened to me when I told you to buy ZEC. I just hope you did.
Oh, man, that thing's moving. All right. Look at you go.
I called it at 5:30, I think.
Yeah. There you go. Love it.
During the show, that's a good move for the show.
Absolutely. Let's check out the altcoins. All right, let's go swimming into altcoin purgatory and see if these coins are ever going to do something. All right, let's first, someone super chatted about midnight. Let's go check it out.
Yep.
All right. All right. So we're at, oh shit, it's at about 9 cents. This thing's very volatile. People are calling for its demise and saying it's all over. Honestly, this looks looks pretty
juicy.
It does. It looks kind of juicy. And what I want to see is I want to see Midnight succeed and push privacy tokens further into the spotlight. So good on you.
100% agreed.
Midnight, nearly 10 cents again, which is great to see. See the biggest winners are here. So Midnight's just under Beat, that token that you were talking about. This is the one that hit.
What is Beat? Yeah, what is this thing?
Let's go look at it. So it's 289.
Is that what it looks like?
These are 24-hour candles, so it's only been around for a bit.
Oh, yeah, it just launched.
Just launched. Okay. What the hell is this? Let's just. Crap. I got to access it on my mobile device to go to the website. Let's go to their Twitter. Oh, it's a K-pop. No, I'm just kidding. Autoterra, legendary IP reborn, AI agents on the BNB chain. All right, so it's a BNB scam. Probably have some legs. Probably run for a while. It's got 79,000 followers.
And what is it? An AI agent that's a K-pop person?
Well, if it's a K-pop logo, man, it's probably got some moves. Okay, probably got some moves.
Something to do with music, right? Because look,
dude,
it's called and it's Audiera.
Yeah,
it's the music logo. Look at that.
It looks like it's IP related, IP protection, AI agents involved. It's almost something that Suede also, like Suede AI is doing that on
we need to make more music on Suede now.
Yeah, we need to make a lot more music on Suede, actually. But these are interesting plays. Honestly, I can look at this, see the movement out of the gate, see who's backing it, BNB chain. And, you know, what goes up will come down. This will be one of those ones. It's at, what is it? I'm not buying this thing spot. Might be fun to trade the momentum on 2-bit with. But the volume is up 66%. Market cap up 34%. People are making money off this thing. So not too bad. Not too bad. It comes out, giving a little bit of love. And an MYX, this thing is a complete scam. This is the third biggest winner. Hyperliquid trying to make a move back up. Honestly, let's look at the Hyperliquid graph here, because I saw it was very slopey, right? Hey, now it's caught itself on this this volume point here. So about low 20s looks like the volume stronghold for Hyperliquid as things sit right now. Nice little trampoline spot being built off of the $22 mark.
That looks like a pretty nice setup too.
It does. It does look like, because it's bouncing off original volume levels. You had the initial sell-off after they made their money, and then it's reclaimed. And now this is a multiple point. This is October 10th. That wick down, and it returned back down to those true interest points on Hyperliquid right around $26, $25. So not looking bad at all. Not looking bad at all. Really, and I'm going to be making a deep dive on everything, all the major news that's come out with Chainlink. Still love me my Chainlink. Would love to get more Chainlink under $10.
Under 10?
Under $10.
So greedy.
Tweaky asking if I added to the Linnea. I added a little bit to the Linnea, but I added more to Canton for whatever reason. I want to go look at Linnea right now. You go see what that price is. You're giving me a reminder about my bags here. Let's see here. And we can't spill the beans on the arena, but I'm pretty fucking excited.
And we haven't talked, so
we can't. We can't talk about it. So I added a little bit of this Linnea to bring down my average cost. So my average cost is sitting right at about 9 cents as well on, or 0.009 rather, on Linnea. But this is one that's about 1.2% of my portfolio. It's a risky swing. I've been buying these lows, and kind of the October 10th lows is really my main interest, and it has returned and went to those true.
And you bought Tau, you said?
Well.
You bought
What's that?
Tau? You finally bought Tau?
I bought a little Tau. I did get a little Tau. Where is Tau? Because I got it for like I think it was like 215 or something. Let's see here. You know, it's Christmas. I'm out there buying stuff. It looks like it's trying to defend this little floor pretty nicely too. Okay. Tau, I see you. I like Tau here. I like Tau. If we have any sniff of bullishness going into 2026, Tau is going to go back to $800, and that would feel damn good. And we have an interview.
Tau is a big, if it, like you said, if we have some bullishness, it goes bonkers.
We have an interview with Canton Network, COO Shal, co-founder of Canton Network, coming up as well with DeFi, crypto, and airdrops as well. Thank you very much for alerting me and setting that up, man. Very, very excited about that. Hopefully everyone had a good holiday season out there. Don't get too bent and worked up over the charts right now, because what I just witnessed with silver, what we just witnessed with gold, is a signal that a hyperinflationary collapse to the upside is inbound for assets across the board. This is where you want to own assets. Whatever asset it is that you love, own it, okay? I'm not buying the silver move. I'm not buying the gold move.
Nicole, I'm going to go sell my plasma on Wednesday.
Oh, my God.
I think I'll do you know what? I think I should probably do the same thing.
Oh, my God. That's funny. Well, Matt, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to get to my trading now.
Or you don't
and
love
film
crypto.
A couple shows. You look like absolute chaos. You're like the elf on the shelf right now.
That's what I was going for today. I don't know if it worked, but I got in trouble for buying an elf on a shelf for a family member. I didn't know you had to get the parents' permission, because that's apparently a stressful gift. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's weird, but it's my life.
Okay.
So I'm glad that you responded that way because you have kids. I was wondering if you were gonna think that was like normal or not. I don't think it's
No, I mean I don't find Elf on the Shelf. I mean, chat, is Elf on the Shelf stressful? I don't think it's stressful at all.
yeah, what do we think about this?
Yeah, I want to know what they think.
Boomer and an Uber. Who's that? Bit Bluey is much better than Bit Boomer.
Boomer and an Uber. You got a pretty nice background thing going. What in the hell is behind you? Is that a bunch of lights?
So
Like
yeah, it's Christmas lights.
Oh, okay. And you still got your Christmas tree like a psycho.
Yeah. What do you mean? It's not even the January 1st, dog.
I know. I got another trip I'm taking with the kids for New Year's Eve as well. There's still like a Christmas festival going on out in Stone Mountain. So gonna go out there, enjoy it. But Matt, thanks for coming on the show today, man. And right now it's gonna be a time frame of pure chaos. And I'm excited to see which of these banks was gutted over the weekend. You guys should be excited too, because this sickness that we just witnessed with this bank getting absorbed is showing how important. What's that?
This is the answer I wanted to hear right here.
Oh, yeah. See, if you're a tard, sure. This is the time frame where these breaking banks reinforce my conviction into Bitcoin. So stay focused.
I'm booming his ass out here.
And if you're out there watching the show, make sure to share it out and give us a follow. We are going to be going absolutely haywire on the trades on
Yes, we are.
and 2-bit and obligation on the shelf. Okay. Maybe it's a little bit of obligation with the Elf on the Shelf. Maybe
you are banned. Percent. That's it. 100%, by the way. But it's still annoying that don't get mad at me. I didn't know. I'm just the uncle that's doing his best.
You're trying. You're doing your best. That's all we can do. All right, folks. We'll just until next time, just remain calm, remain focused. Don't let the chaos of the market shake you out. Own assets. This is a collapse to the upside. What we're seeing is a collapse to the upside. Very simple. Now we just got to make sure Taiwan doesn't get a full embargo from China. If it does, the short that I have put on NVIDIA will play out as an insurance policy, but we're going into Thunderdome. I'll see you guys. Take care.